tonight's UpFront report, we are taking a closer look at what's being done to protect your vote in the city of Detroit. The pandemic is making for some challenges for voters, especially for those casting absentee ballots this year. And that's why the city of Detroit opened 23 satellite voting centers today. So joining us to talk more about these issues is Detroit City Clerk Janice Winfrey. Janice, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. All right, Janice, hopefully you can hear us. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding mail-in ballots. We're glad to have you with us. Can you tell us what your advice is to Detroit voters to make sure their ballot counts?
Yeah, first and foremost, we just need to relax and trust the process. Detroit voters absolutely need to request those ballots and vote them early. Visit one of our 23 vote centers. They're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday and Sundays, 9 to 2. So they can vote their ballot anytime that's convenient for them.
And a record number of absentee requests. It's incredible to see those numbers come out. Some issues we do know in the August primary over that processing errors and other things. What's being done to correct those problems for November, Janice?
One thing that's being done is we were allowed to go back to work. Just prior to the August primary, we were at a stay-at-home order. So we couldn't recruit, we couldn't train, and we had to take what we can get pretty much. But now we're back in control, and we know that we'll have nearly 10,000 poll workers that will be working with us to process ballots on election day, or election week is what we're calling it now, because we know we're going to be slow, we're going to be methodical, we're going to work in shifts so that we don't make mistakes, so that our poll workers get rest, but that the job is done and it's done well.
And how long do you think it might take to count these major increases in absentee ballots?
Yeah, we'll have nearly 200,000 absentee ballots to count. And we'll begin as soon as we're able to. It looks like legislation has passed, so it looks like we'll be able to do some pre-processing on the Monday before Election Day. So we will certainly engage in that. But we're going to be deliberate in our work. We're going to stay laser focused, and we're not going to let outside influencers get in our way. We're not going to let them make us feel like we have to hurry through the process and get the results out. So we're calling it election week, and we know we'll be counting starting Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday if necessary. But we want to get the job done, and we want to get the job done well.
Yes. And of course, we don't want to see people or issues get in the way of people having their voice be heard. So if they do want to cast their ballot in person, talk about the steps being taken to protect them from voter intimidation.
Of course, all of our precincts will be open on Election Day. So if one wants to go to their precinct on Tuesday, November 3rd, they can feel safe in doing that. We will ensure that we have our lawyers on hand. Detroit lawyers, city workers, lawyers have agreed to work with us. I just had a conversation with Corporation Counsel today, and they've agreed to work with us and work in the precincts and be on call and be ready, and working with our police officers to ensure that there's no suspicious activity or no kind of intimidation that's going on at the precincts on Election Day. So we're working together as a team with the law department, with the police department and the like, to ensure that our voters can cast their vote safely. And of course, we'll be practicing social distancing and using the improvised.
And so important, Janice, to have a safe and fair environment for Detroiters to have their voices be heard in November. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me here.
All right, and be sure to visit WXYZ.com/vote2020, and there you'll find everything you need to know to vote absentee or in person. Dave.